an AppleVis original.
Hello and welcome to Apple Crunch for November of 2025. My name is Thomas Thonville, also known as Anonymous. Along here with me, I have John Gassman to my left. How are you, John?
I'm doing fine, Thomas.
You like that I just throw you to the left. I just randomly just picked a side.
It's fine with me. I'm very ambidextrous in terms of left and right-handed, or left and right side. So
right. I always tell my wife she's always right, so she's on the right. So I'm always on the left. So I don't know if that really works. She probably rolls her eyes, those things I can't see. But nonetheless, it's good to have you on the left. And then we have over here to my right, where she's always right.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Desiree, how are you, Desiree?
I'm good. I was thinking you had your spatial audio turned on or something, and so it was in your left ear. So I was actually giving you more credit than that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm just doing tricks over here. Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm good. It's winter. It's definitely cold. But, yeah.
Yeah, it's been, I was just telling John right before our show, I am reporting to you in the 30s, and it is snow on the ground here. So it is officially.
Oh, we don't have snow, yeah, but it's cold. I'm a baby. I'm from Texas. What do you know?
You probably do miss Texas winter for the warm.
Yeah, but it's, they get the ice stuff too. And I mean, then the problem with them is they're not used to it, and so they don't have anything in place. Like the houses aren't even built for cold weather. So when it does get cold, like my brand new house, every time it got below freezing, my tankless water heater in the garage would freeze up. All the motorized components would freeze. So I didn't have hot water for like 3 days.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a weird place to put it, in the garage. It's not even heated or cooled in the garage, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, but it's tankless, so it just right. Goes into but all the components, all the stuff to control it are in the garage. So, yeah, it's
I love
crazy.
Tankless. And that's good. John was telling me he was just, 60s and 70s. I said, oh, thank you, John. It makes me feel warm when I think of that. So, well, this is a great month to discuss about you don't believe everything that you read, right? You hear that all the time, and this is no exception. So what am I talking about? Let's talk about this iPhone 17 Air debacle this month and discussion that's going around with the 17 Air. At first, there was a lot of reports coming in saying, hey, 17 Air is doing so bad, they're going to skip a version, or it's going to be discontinued, because what we can say for sure, and it does not surprise me, guys, and I will get your take on this, but the 17 Air just didn't sell well. Go figures, I predicted that it would be the case, and so be it. So it's not selling very well. So, I mean, the good sign to tell you that it's not doing well is that it was the only device on opening day that did not sell out. Every device, the Max, the Pro, and the regular iPhone 17 all sold out, except for the Air. So that gives you an idea, but I can't say the numbers are really way low. Now, I got to ask you guys, are you surprised by this, Desiree?
No. I mean, when you talk about the Air versus, the Pro, yeah, it's a little thinner, but you get less battery. I mean, I might get an Air for my kids because they don't need all the, your battery's dead. You got to stop being on your phone. But even that, it's for the money, it's just not worth it. So I'm not surprised.
What about you, John? You have the same thoughts?
Pretty much the same thoughts. There comes a time, I think, when a company does more than they should, and I guess they figure they have an audience that never ends. And it can support and take everything, but I mean, there comes a time when not everybody is going to go ahead and purchase each item, and luckily everything else sold out. But I don't know. Maybe they just need to reassess some of these moves.
John, this is yeah, they definitely need to reassess. Now, there are several things there's some articles that came after that to say, no, that's not true. It's not being discontinued, whatever not. And no, it's not going to come back this year as an iPhone 18, which I'll explain in a moment. But you have to think that the price point is the biggest concern. I think that's what killed them. And I think that was my biggest concern from the get-go with the iPhone 17 Air, was simply because it was $100 cheaper than the Pro. And I think that's where that hurts them. And plus, it's a $1,000 phone. Had they kept the price of $899, I think they would have sold more. And I personally think that's where it failed them. I think they were trying to get away with $100 more. I don't know if that to make more profit. It probably is, but maybe you're thinking because it's fancy, it's thin, and it's new, it's different, we can get away with that cost. And then it's like, But I will say that Dave Nason received a demo unit from Apple, and he looked at it, and he was actually impressed by the Air. A lot of points that he was concerned about, like only have one speaker. He says his case, he rarely ever uses a speaker. And I'm with him. I either have my headphones on or I have my phone connected directly to my hearing aid. So I rarely use a speaker. So he's with that. He says even without those, the speakers sound decent, and the battery life was decent. And so with that, it's cool. But so apparently, what they're talking about is that they kind of discussed this earlier. Was that it says the iPhone Air, meaning that it wasn't really an iPhone 17 Air per se. I know I said iPhone 17 Air, but it's really an iPhone Air. So that kind of gives you an indicator that maybe it wasn't meant to be coming out every year. And that's what it seems like it's going to do. So it sounds like it's going to be the iPhone Air 2, the next version comes out. And that is not going to be coming out until, either next year, I think it says. So that just kind of shows that they are going to reevaluate and make some changes, like adding new cameras, because there was limited on the camera and et cetera. And so I always thought that was an issue too. So even with the new camera, even with the iPhone Air 2, I don't know, guys. I just don't think it's going to be any better. I really don't.
The only thing, it's not going to, and it's going to replace the SE, I guess, right? So they're not going to do the SEs anymore.
Well, they are.
Or the mini, or like the minis, like the 12 mini. I had a 12 mini. I liked it a lot until it almost blew up. It got really hot one day, and the battery was swelling inside of it. So, but I really liked the size of it for me, because I don't need the screen to be big, and it was okay. The battery was a little bit lacking, but if you're just going to use it as a phone and not all the stuff that we use it for, we use it for so many things now. That it's not enough. But if you're like, if for an older person that's just maybe needing something just to be able to get into the smartphone world, and they're older, maybe it would be practical for them to have that. I don't know.
Well, to answer your question, your first question, does this replace the SE? No. What replaces the SE are the 16E. If you remember, the E was for the economy, I think is what it's called. So, we'll be talking about the 17Es. It definitely will be coming. So this kind of replaces the iPhone 16 Plus. So we had the iPhone 16 base model, and then we had the iPhone 16 Plus, which the Plus kind of took over from the Mini. So the Mini was first. It failed. Plus came out. It failed.
What about the Max? The Max, I thought, replaced the Plus. No?
Nope. We had the iPhone 16, iPhone 16 Plus, iPhone 16 Pro, and the iPhone 16 Max.
Oh, really? I did not know about the Plus model. Interesting.
It was identical to the iPhone 16, but a bigger sibling of it without the Pro stuff.
Oh, okay. So it's like the Max without... Okay, I see.
Yeah, it's the Max without the Pro.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Right. But but you're doing good. It follows a trend. Just like I said, if the mini failed, the plus failed. Now the Air seem to be faltering as well. It's like they're trying. I don't know. I feel like they feel like they have to replace that, and I'm thinking, why? I think if you stuck with the base model, the Pro and the Pro Max like you used to, you're going to have no problems. Trying to stick anything in between that, I don't think you're going to do well.
And like any company today, they're trying to be everything to everybody, and I don't think you can do that. Just settle for what's working and get rid of the rest, and make it affordable to people, and don't worry about the 50,000 different lines. Well, maybe a slight exaggeration there, but maybe not by much with Apple.
It's kind of like, are they discontinuing the MacBook Air? Or is that still, is the MacBook Air still going to be a thing?
It's still going to be a thing. We will talk about in the roadmap for 2026, and the MacBook Air is coming.
Okay.
This is to make it confusing is that this year coming up, 2026, is the year they're going to start scheduling things out and around. And so what I mean is that what we used to know when the MacBook Air came out, what we know when the iPhone came out, is all going to be changing. And that's going to confuse the living heck out of everybody. So that is that. The other bit of news that's been going around, and it's pretty, in one hand it's exciting. The other hand, I'm kind of like, this is very un-Apple-like, but they were put in a pinch because we have been talking about the Apple Intelligence and how lackluster this has been for the past few years. And Apple has been trying everything they can to try to catch up with the AI business. And we have talked about this quite a few times. And one of my concerns was, is Apple going to be able to even catch up? So I think Apple saw this, and so there's discussion. Now, I'm not sure this is going to be legit and like this is going to be the final, but there's discussions that Apple is going to team up or partner with Google with this Gemini AI. So let me explain that before people go bonkers, because people went bonkers when they heard that, because it's, oh my gosh, I do not want Google taking over everything. And so rest assured, this is what's supposed to be. So they're going to pay Google $1 billion a month to be able to license out the engine or the core of the Gemini, meaning that you get the Gemini model with the Apple protection. So in other words, it's just using its innards. So it's not connecting to Google in any way. It still runs on Apple and Apple servers only. It's just borrowing what we call the LLM. That's the model that the AI learns from. And that was the core that Apple was lacking big time, because they could not get that.
Are they going to keep offering ChatGPT then? Like as part of Siri?
So think of this. It's still going to be Apple Intelligent, everything you ever known to love, including the ChatGPT. So all that is going to remain the same. So that is the good news. So throwing this Gemini, I knew it's going to confuse people. And I can't think of how to explain. It's kind of like having, let's just do this. So we all know Honda cars, the engine in the car is fantastic. You heard people, you can go hundreds of thousands of miles on those engine. And it works great, right? But not every car will be able to live that long. So let's think of this as a Honda engine inside of your Siri. So it's a Gemini engine, but it's an Apple car frame on the outside. Weird, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. But we won't really know. It's not going to say, okay, Gemini is working on this answer. It's not going to be easy to tell. It's kind of like, you're offering it something, and then when you go into it, you go into the main product, and then there's other things driving different parts of it.
So you'll never hear anything Gemini of any kind. And so what you hear on what we have now on Apple Intelligence, that's what it's going to do. So everything you have known about Siri and everything will still have Apple on it. So it's not going to be like ChatGPT where it says, answer from ChatGPT.
Yeah. Well, and I like that because it does save it to my history, and I subscribe to ChatGPT. So if I'm out and I search for something with Siri using ChatGPT, I can come home and go on my computer and find the stuff in my history, which I really like that.
Yeah, the history is fantastic when it comes to GPT, and I like that. And I like that it has a temporary mode, which is very cool.
Yes.
So if you don't want it to learn from what you're asking or giving it to use it to teach its AI, you can opt out on each chat that you do.
Yes.
So thankfully that'll be there. It's just Siri will have a new brain per se. It'll have a Gemini brain.
I hope it gets smarter than Alexa.
Yeah. Well, if you have never played with Gemini is very impressive, guys. I mean, Gemini just rolled out a new model, I think last week, of this recording, and it just blew the doors off of GPT. Believe it or not, it absolutely blew the doors. Yeah, this is like the tortoise and the hare, and the tortoise is Google. They were slow, but man, they are coming up fast. They got money to burn like crazy, where GPT does not have the money like Google does. So,
have you tried the iPhone app for it? Is there one?
There is. I have the Gemini. I do have the Gemini Pro. It does a very decent job. It does an amazing job on photos. For example, I threw a photo at it from my last Christmas, and it was able to tell me that tree was artificial. On the GPT did not tell me it was artificial.
Interesting.
I said, whoa, that's something new. And then it started doing something new. It says, along the left side of the tree, along the middle side of the tree, and on the right side of the tree. I was like,
nice.
It was nice. Now, is it that much better? No. But when it comes to the actual GPT user, but I am still a heavy GPT user myself. But
I don't like the GPT app for the phone. So if it's any better, I just don't like it. It's so clunky. Like I can't get to, okay, now I want to ask another question. And if I'm using a Braille display, like I just really struggle with reading it and then going back in and typing again. I mean, it's kind of a pain.
I wish it was as fast as the computer, because the computer is really quick and easy.
Right. Yeah.
Unfortunately, both of those apps are basically the same. It's got the same
the same thing. Okay.
Concept, general layout. So, John, you knowing that Siri is going to have a Gemini brain, I mean, you got to be like myself. I'm really excited. I'm pumped. If this is true, this is massive news.
I hope it lives up to the hype, because Siri for so long has just been awful.
Well, and Apple Intelligence just, flopped.
Yeah, it has so far. And I think that Siri and Alexa should be living together, because only they could understand each other. So.
Well, and mine do live together, and they still fight. but it's funny because my Lady A, I can't say it again because she'll.
Oh yeah.
Has not been working well because I don't want to do Plus. I don't want to subscribe to the. So a bunch of the stuff that she used to do, she won't, and now I have to ask Siri to do it. Even with Siri's limited capabilities, sometimes it does better, and even just playing music. Like Siri does better than she does anymore.
Isn't that something? Now, see, I had the complete opposite experience. So I do have the A-Lady Plus because we're Prime members, and it's free with Prime members.
Right, that's why I have it. Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Because mine keeps saying, do you want to upgrade? But I already have Prime. Then I say, no, I don't want to pay anymore. Right. So it's free.
Unless it was a time frame when that was true, and maybe the time has run out. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
That's a good question. As far as
Why don't you ask ChatGPT?
There you go.
Or Gemini. Or
Gemini.
Siri, no? Okay.
I have awesome response from the A+. She answers some
I didn't
tough
upgrade
questions.
her, so that's why I think.
That's right.
Because
we like it when you're dumb and small.
I'm like, no, I don't want Plus because I don't want to pay any more than I already pay freaking Amazon. They already take enough of my money.
Right. In the end, it's great to see Apple is thinking that they can go outside for help. Maybe I'm thinking this may be short term. This may be kind of like a 2 or 3 year roadmap. They want to use the Gemini for now until they get a better model that instead of trying to hurry. And I think this is going to solve a lot of answers for them in the short term. And the meantime, long term, then they can come out with their own. It's kind of like their, they use Intel chips for so long on their MacBook, and then they decided to, hey, let's go with our own chip. And they had all the time they needed, and until they were ready, they came out with the M chip. So I think this is a good decision. We will find out in March. March is the date or the month that all this stuff is supposed to come out. So the new Siri 2.0, along with the Gemini, is supposed to come out in March. So hopefully when in the beta, I will find out exactly, but I'll keep you guys posted on that too.
Wouldn't it be interesting if it comes out during the CSUN conference with some of those people in attendance?
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, it would.
I would really love to see people take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Now, some other news. I thought I put this up above, and you guys probably didn't get this in the show note, and that's okay. You'll follow along. OS 27. Let's talk about OS 27. Why in the world am I talking about OS 27? So what is that? iOS 27, Mac OS 27, Apple Watch OS 27, blah, 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 right? The reason I'm bringing this up is because they had some major news about OS 27 coming up next year. And I know it's early, but the cool thing about this is that they are going to take a breather this year, meaning that it is time for that performance and stable year. Remember a couple years ago, they were going to do this on and off, like 1 year stable, 1 year stable in performance. Next year was all new stuff, and the next year, I don't know why they got out of that cycle, and so we're going to go back to that. So this is great news. I think this is definitely what they need. They need to take a breather. No more big stuff coming out. So I'm very excited to hear that this year or the next iOS is going to be all about bug fixes. Yay.
Is that going to go for the iPad and Mac OSs too?
Yep. Everybody all across. They say for the Mac, it'll be the biggest pause since Snow Leopard. I mean, Snow Leopard was a huge year, right? Yeah. I mean, I was thinking, my God, how many years ago was that? Many years ago. So this is a big deal. So I was excited to bring this up and discuss it with you guys. I mean, my gosh, I as much as they do fix things, there's still a lot of things broken. And I have to say it, unfortunately. Yeah. So that would mean
that's okay. Sorry.
Everybody across will get a new OS stable.
I hope they fix some of the Braille issues with the display. And, people are kind of having trouble sometimes with the Braille access, which is great that they added it, but it does need some refinement, I think.
Right.
So that would be good if they would, make that a bit better. And then, they changed the personal voice thing so you only have to answer 10 questions or whatever, or read 10 sentences if you want to create your personal voice and then use it for voiceover.
Right.
So we tried it one day, and it let us create the voice, and my husband, it made him somehow speak Spanish, and we did not, and it said it was in English United States, but for some reason he has no accent at all, but it gave him a Spanish accent. And then when you lock your phone, it started speaking in Chinese and weird things so they definitely need to, because I liked the old personal voice. I mean, I didn't 150 sentences. It took forever, but I actually use my personal voice I created with that a lot for voiceover. And this new one just doesn't seem to be quite as stable. It asks fewer questions and has you read fewer things, which is good, but it's just not, it doesn't seem to be as stable and reliable as the other ones were.
You are not the first I've heard that from. I've heard other people had issues like that. So did you try redoing your personal voice on the new one?
I did, and I didn't like how it turned out. And mine did okay, but then every time I locked my phone, if I wanted to check the time or whatever, like with the one I have now, it goes back to Samantha sometimes until I unlock my phone, and then it has my voice. But this one was like Chinese, and so I couldn't even check the time, even though I had it. And as soon as it unlocked, it would go to my new personal voice. But as long as I had that set, for some reason, it just I don't know. It created it pulled from some weird things. And I don't know, because it creates it in minutes, whereas the old way, it took a day for it to process all of the stuff you recorded. Mm-hmm. And this one takes a few minutes. So it's faster, but I think you get what you wait for. Mm-hmm. It's not very good that, because they don't take their time and make it, and it doesn't sound right. Like my other one sounds more like, I went back to that one, and I'm glad I kept it. But because I don't think there's a way, I think there's no other way to go back. I think that the only way to create personal voice now is the new way. But I don't know. I would be up for information about that if anybody knows.
Right. Have you done personal voice yourself, Mr. John?
No, I know a couple of people who have, and I think it started, was this a couple of years ago when it started?
Yes.
But where you could use it for voiceover, and that was like earlier this year.
Yeah. I mean, I just didn't feel like I had the time to waste to have it set up. And it might have been while I was still working and not retired. So now that I'm retired, I would be more likely to give it a chance if it was something that really worked. But, I'm not one that needs to hear my own voice. I hear enough of it in my head. So,
well, I it's just kind of fun. I guess.
Yeah.
And I would love to, if it was reliable, I'd love to record other people on my phone. Hey, I want this book read to me in my husband's voice, or I want my child to read this email because it's crazy.
You just like to hear yourself, Desiree. That's what you're trying to say.
No, actually, I don't. And it does some weird things, like when it says heading, it's like heading. Every time I go, heading 1.
You get so excited when you say heading.
Yay, heading.
No, you're right. So how this works is if you have a Apple Intelligent capable device, you get the shortened version of, you only have to do 10 words and whatnot. If you have the older technology, it takes up, about 45 minutes. You got to go through a process of
150
words.
sentences.
Something like that. I can't remember.
It's a sentence you have to read and repeat and record. Yeah. So
I'm not aware of that you can turn that off and on. I'm curious if I turn off Apple Intelligence, if that goes back to the default. But that's a good question. That's a good question. It's just a thought.
Try that. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. If it doesn't, then it's baked in and we can't change it. But I'm like you.
It would be cool if you could share it. It says you can, because you can export the recordings. But it doesn't if I wanted to, I created one and I want to share it with someone else, then, because I've had people, I use it on my podcast, and what voice is that? I'm like, it's mine. I've never heard that one before.
Oh my God.
But it doesn't quite sound like me, but it's,
it would really be neat and I don't know how you would do this, but all the emails that you get every day, wouldn't it be cool if that email could be read to you in the voice of the person who sent it to you?
Yeah. Ooh.
That would
okay,
be sweet.
Apple, get on the ball.
Yeah, I don't know how they would do that. That would be a big order, but it would be fun.
You would customize it. You could have the voices, and then, and they would have to actually they have to be somebody that creates one. Mm-hmm. And then they would share it, and then you'd say, okay, whenever something from this email address reads, use this voice.
Right.
That'd be cool.
That is a marvelous idea. I love that. Now, I will say the personal voice I've done sounds like poop. It does not sound like me. And before anybody,
I don't know what poop sounds like, Thomas.
It's like this. It's just like poop. So it's horrible. It's like, that doesn't sound like me at all. So before anybody asks me, no, I'm not going to share my voice with you. I want to have the mouse's voice. No, you're not. So,
that's funny.
yeah. So that is.
It's that voice cloning thing. Like, apparently, there's other programs that can take bits of your voice from different places and clone it, and so that in some ways that scares me. Like, I don't, if I have a lot of stuff with my voice out there, on the internet, and, for somebody to be able to take my voice and, well, you said that, and I'm like, my kids already tell me I say things I don't. No, I never said that. Yes, you did. It was your voice, I promise.
You're right.
That's
11 Labs does that. All you need
11.
to do
That's
is,
what I was thinking of. 11 Labs. Yeah.
Yeah, you just feed it to file, and all I did was I fed it existing podcast of mine, and it did a decent job. Yeah, you're right. That's scary.
Yeah.
So that is about the OS 27. So we're excited. So next year, don't plan for anything major new. So the only thing you're going to get out of the OS 27, other than the stability and performance, which is huge, is that you're going to get a bunch of AI stuff. So Apple's going to be pushing AI along with it, but that is great news. Now let's talk about roadmaps. I always like to talk about roadmaps. What can you expect? What is Apple going to produce and put out next year for 2026? So they came out with a roadmap, and this will answer some of your questions, Desiree, but the first half of the year is the 17E. So the 17E is supposed to come out in the first half of next year. So those that like the E models, rest assured that you'll get the E models during that time. So I don't expect a whole lot of new stuff with it, other than it's just a new chip, but nothing major. But this is starting the schedule change I was telling you about. So you're going to see the E's come out in the first half of the year, and you're going to see the basic model iPhone going to come out in this time of the year too, next year. What does that mean? Let's just pretend it's this 2026, and iPhone 18 is out, right? So this fall, you're only going to get the iPhone 18 Pro, the iPhone 18 Pro Max, not the base model of iPhone 18, because now it's going to be shifted to the first half of the following year along with its E models. So this year we'll get the 17E. Next year we'll get the 18E and the 18 base model. I know this is going to confuse people, but this is the way, as they say in the Mandalorian Star Wars world. This is the way. The MacBook Air and Pro, where did that go? It's going to be out in the first half as well. So this is going to be the new norm. We're going to see these models come out during the first half. So this is the new M5 chips for those two models, and they will be coming out during this time as well. And this will be the same for the regular base model iPad and the iPad Air. And those are the only iPads that are going to be coming out this year. The Pros and the Mini won't be coming out until the following year, 2027. I know, you got to get a calendar to get this all straight, right, guys?
Yep, absolutely.
Right? It's going to be confusing. Now, March, because Siri with the so-called Gemini core is going to be coming out in March. March is going to be an exciting month because we have been talking about this, and you may not be aware of this, Desiree, but the smart home is supposed to come out during this time. This is kind of a new device, and we've been talking about it, gosh, I say for the past year about this model. And this is a new model that is kind of like an Apple TV linked with the Air HomePod Mini. So it's going to be combined, and right? And I think it does have a display. I could be wrong. I think there's a speaker model, and there's going to be a wall-mountable version. Now, I think there is going to be a display. So can you say Amazon Echo or Show?
Echo Show. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. I wonder if it'll have a camera on it too, because the Echo Show has that, where you could actually use it, like if you're in your kitchen and somebody FaceTimes you, you could. I bet it does. That would be interesting.
It'll be very interesting. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Because that's going to be their new kind of a smart home environment. There's going to be a whole new product line that's smart home. That will, we've been discussing about, hey, you got the Ring doorbell, the security camera doorbells and things like that. That is supposed to come out late of next year to go with the smart home. So you'll have new smart security devices go with your smart home device. So I'm kind of anxious to see that. Now, here's my issue, guys. I love my Amazon show, okay? Not just because I can't see it or anything, but it's a nice device. My wife can see it. We can put pictures on it. The kids can see it, and we get pictures.
Yeah.
The one thing I love about those Amazon, it's got skills, and skills are marvelous. I love using skills. My problem with the HomePod Mini, it sounds beautiful, sounds great. That's all it does. It does nothing else. The Amazon Show does a lot more. Mm-hmm. And so I don't think they're going to be adding any skills or apps to it. So I'm just thinking, I wonder how that's going to work and if that's going to be really worth the price, because I know the price is not going to be cheap. Can you imagine a HomePod with a display on it? It's going to be, I bet you it's going to be a couple $100 minimum. We'll see. But,
do they have battery packs for the minis?
I
don't think they do. Do they?
Kind of, sort of.
Because I would love to be able to take them, because they're so little and they sound good.
Right. You can power them by your power bank if your power bank is strong enough.
Right.
So,
but you know how those things, they have the batteries you can get that you charge it and then you can take it. And I do it all the time with her. It'd be really cool if they had something like that. Because when you have something as small as the Mini, the whole thing is portability. Like, let me take it somewhere because it's little. But right now it's like, then I got to unplug it and I got to find another plug and, so they don't move.
Well, it works with my power bank. It works with my battery pack. I have a 50,000 mAh big hunker chunking thing, and it does really powerful. And I think I got it for like $38 or something like that. And it works with that. So if it's powerful enough and it's big enough, it will work just fine. It
Interesting.
does. Right.
And then if you want stereo, you got to take two of them.
Right. Oh, man. You don't have a HomePod, do you, Mr. John?
No, I just never got one. I know a lot of people have, but no, I don't have one.
Do you have a speaker system at home of any kind?
I do. Yeah, it's not really. It's just not specific to Solos or any of those. It's just speaker systems that came with a television, and I've got a pair of nice speakers with the computer. So, but it's not home speakers or anything like that.
You don't listen to music around the house?
Oh, a little bit here and there, yeah. Mainly sports and news, but occasionally music.
Oh, you got to have your manly cave. You got your sports on speakers and make it like you're in the stadium.
If I had my own house, I probably would. But with me being in an apartment, that sound carries. So I tend not to.
Well, and if I ever do it again, when I was in one of my houses, I had. We put some speakers up on the wall and everything, and people, they're ugly. Oh my God, they're, eyesores. I would, put them in the ceiling and, wire it. But I really miss my surround sound sometimes. Like I really enjoy that, just being immersed in the sound. And I can get that a little bit through, I used to have an Echo Studio and it decided to stop working. I don't know what happened, but I can't even get it to connect anymore to my network. And so, but I liked that, and I wanted another one, and then I could have stereo. I like the stereo spatial, sound, but I do miss having it behind me, and I liked that a lot.
I love that too. Yeah, apartments is a killjoy, isn't it, when it comes to like really cranking it out and whatnot. And but that's okay. That's okay. So that's going to be the first half of the year. Now the second half. Let's talk about the second half of the year. Now, this is what I was telling you about the iPhone 18 2 is going to be coming out. And this is what I was telling you about to expect the iPhone 18 Pro and the Pro Max to be coming out during this time. That's it. You won't get the base model 18. You're not going to get the 18E. You're not going to get the iPhone Air 2. That is not going to come until the spring of 2027. So I hope this makes sense how this new routine is going to be doing. So that's when the iPhone, we knew that was going to be coming out. Now, what's new this year, and I think that's why they're pushing everything, because just like John said, sure, let's just add another phone to the pile to get us all messed up and confused. Well, this is going to be the year of the iPhone foldable, folks. You know, I don't know about this, guys. You know, I know that John and I talk about this foldable. So this is new iPhone foldable. So it's going to be, you're going to get one size. And if you open it up, my gosh, you're going to have like this little iPad mini size phone that folds out. But the cost, you remember when we talked about this, John? I said it's going to be about $2,000. Remember that?
Mm-hmm, I do.
I just read recently that the new number is going to be about $2,400.
Wow.
Okay,
I'm not going to spend that much on a phone.
And okay, so but when somebody calls you, do you have to unfold it to talk on it, or would you keep it folded up?
You can do it either way. You can fold it up, and it'll be a display right when you fold it up. It'll just be a smaller size, and you have all the display as normal. And then when you unfold it, it becomes a bigger size of the phone. But you can answer from either side of it.
How exciting!
I don't
know. I was just waiting to see what you guys think. I was like,
no way.
$2,400.
No. And why? I just don't understand. Like, why? You know, you either use an iPad or use a phone. Like, why do you need?
I'm having a hard time just being able to buy a phone that's now $1,100 for the Pro. That's hard enough for me to swallow. And I used to do that every year, and it's like, you know what? This is wasteful. I can't do this anymore. And now you're telling me that you're going to come out with a $2,400 phone. You know, I could probably live with the phone 2 years or so before I get into one. But you know, if it's something that you use every day, I suppose it's worth it. But that $2,400 price tag, it makes me feel like, can we say the Vision Pro? How ridiculously priced it was. Sure, it's fancy, it's nice, but nobody can afford it. Nobody wants to spend that kind of money. And I just can't help to think that you're going to get that small niche group of people again that you did with the Vision Pro with the foldable. So no takers.
Overwhelming
anybody?
Silence. Overwhelming silence.
I see that. No takers, and okay,
no way. Not for me.
No way. Kind of a bummer. So no Christmas stocking stuff for Larry.
Nope, absolutely not. He's not worth it.
What about you, Desiree? No Christmas stocking stuffer for your girls?
Oh, the girls, we have to. My little one wants a drone. I'm like,
oh my gosh,
that.
Wow.
But actually, well, I shouldn't say that because he might listen to this. A good stocking stuffer would be something like a little orbit writer or one of the little things you can pair with your phone that are tiny. That's what I would want for a stocking stuffer. Let me put it that way. And I think
no foldable?
I enjoy that too. No foldable.
Oh,
no.
That's what I was trying to hint at that. The foldable.
So if people want to send Desiree a stocking stuffer, can they send it to Applevis? And
yeah, of course. I will personally send it to them. Yeah. Oh, I don't have any of their addresses. It might stay here. So
yeah.
And the last thing on the roadmap, guys, and this is the one I've been waiting for eons, and I think everybody is that we knew it was going to be sometime next year, and I really do believe this one is going to be a whole true. I'll bet some coffee beans on this one, is that we'll see a sneak preview of the smart glasses next fall. I bet they'll kind of show us the dog and pony show of the smart glasses soon to come out in 2027. I bet you. So that's
they're going to have to keep up with all of the other stuff that's out there now.
Right.
You know, that's a market that they really have to get in on if they're going to.
Right. And so let's hope that holds true. And if that comes true, then you're going to see one really big happy mouse, because that is the one I've been waiting for. I love all these new technology with the Meta Ray bands, the Echo Vision, the Ally Soul, or the Adventure Solo. I love them all, but I'm waiting for this one. That's what I'm banking my money on. That one's going to take off. I think it's going to be great. Oh.
Well, if it uses Gemini as its brain, then yeah. Ooh. I mean, that would be good, right? That's like better than, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If the Gemini with the Siri comes true like they said it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be right on par with the ChatGPT. That's how good it's going to be. But you got to wait for a bit.
How do you think the Vision Pros have sold? Like, what do you think about that? Was it, because I mean, I saw them, and for what they are, I guess, for people that really want to have that close-up view of their screen or a movie or whatever. But like, I wonder if they sold as well as they thought they might.
No, they mentioned it. It's way under what the expectation of it. They really thought that it's going to explode, and I don't know how in the world, what planet did they live on that's going to explode. And so it didn't take off as much as they do. And that's why when the Vision Pro 2 came out this year, that it was no fanfare. It was just a press release. They didn't boast on it or nothing. It's just, it's for that reason. And so it's really going to be for professional and stuff like that. But I think for consumer, general users, that smart glasses is where it's going to be. And I think they know that. And I think they missed it. And that's why they stopped the production of the Vision Pro Lite. They were going to come out with a lighter version. But they put that on hold because they know that smart glasses is going to be the better bet. And so that's where their focus is now.
Yeah.
Let's start wrapping things up here. A couple things on AppleVis I want to tell you guys about. If you guys have been to AppleVis recently, there is a awesome forum going on about this guy, Steven, has created this fascinating web app. I'll explain what web app in a minute, called the Vision AI Assistant. And it is amazing, guys. So have you, by any chance, been following this Vision AI Assistance?
I haven't.
No.
But now I want to look at it now.
So what it is, it's a web app. That means it runs on any platform that you can access via the internet. So a web browser. So it's a web app. But because it's a web app and it will recognize that it's an iPhone, you can put it on your home screen like any other app. So you can just double tap it and it just opens up and it feels like an app, but it's not a real app. It runs from the internet, so it's not on your phone, if that makes sense. So it's a bookmark or a shortcut to a website. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can do a bunch of stuff, but my most favorite thing is the photo portion of it. It reminds me of the Scene AI initially, because if you throw a photo at it and you put your finger around the screen, it'll tell you doors over there, tables over here, blah, 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 blah. Ooh. But my favorite is that it will go a step beyond that. So meaning, let's just I will see my mom collects Christmas villages, right? So she has a village of, if you've ever seen one, there's hundreds of them. She has dozens of them. So she sent me this year's village set that she has set up. And typically, if I threw that to the Be My AI or ChatGPT, whatever you want, or a Pixie Box to have it describe, you just get a description of what it sees, right? So it'll say, it appears to be a Christmas village, and it's just and it's very mono. I kind of like to call it mono. Now think of it going into stereo, spatial audio. So now what I can do with the picture, I can bring it up. So it brings it up in a 6-grid style on your screen. So think of 6-grid. And so if I go into a certain grid, so if I go into bottom left-hand grid of the photo, it'll tell me what is in that bottom left section of the photo. So it'll say, oh, I see these 3 Christmas Village homes or store, where the mono picture didn't pick that up because the whole picture was too much for it because it was trying to describe the whole thing. You can have it describe just that section. And if I wanted to go even more, you double tap that grid and you'll zoom in and it'll do a description of that again, and you can double tap that again to go even further in and get another description of just that portion of the screen. So think of it let's just say I got 5 people on a picture, right? And it describes the picture of 5 people. It's very brief, generic. But now think if you got 6 grid, I could probably go hone into the 2 people on the left, double tap that, and it'll describe both of those people, double tap that again, and I get description on the one person, much more details and description. Is that not, I think that's really fascinating.
But you can do that on the computer too? How would
Yes.
you, if you don't have a touch screen, like how would you navigate the picture?
The grid will be accessible by keys, by your arrow keys.
The arrow keys. Interesting.
Yeah. So it
I'll
is.
have to play with that. I might be doing a bite on
fascinating.
it pretty soon.
But that's just one thing. It has everything. And the other thing is really cool is that it has the live AI, right?
I was going to just ask that if it had live AI, because I like that. I've been playing with Scribe Me. Scribe Me?
Yeah.
They added the live AI assistant, and the only problem with it is I have to mute my speech because
Right.
I'm like, I just want you to describe it. I'll ask you questions later, but it hears everything. So if you're not in a really quiet environment, which I very rarely am, so
Right.
it hears everything.
I get that. What does this different than anybody else, including all the glasses out there now? You don't have to keep prompting. What am I seeing now? What am I seeing now? What this does, it refreshes every 2 seconds. So if you're walking or you move something into your vision and it sees it, it'll describe it. And check this, it will remove duplicate announcements. In other words, if I am in my kitchen, I'm looking at something, it already described that to me, it will remember that it described to me. So it will not repeat it. So you know how when you have sometimes it says, doors
Whenever
on the
you
left,
turn.
doors on the left, doors on the left. It says, I know the door's on the left. It will stop saying it. It'll just say, there's a door on the left. And then it will, whenever it sees something new, it will describe it to you.
Could you take it into an exhibit hall and walk up and down the length of the booths?
The problem with that is every 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Can you change that 2 seconds? Can you?
Nope. It's 2 seconds.
But
Right
if
now,
you're just wanting to know what booths there are, but then you could go into the photo thing if you wanted to actually examine things in a booth, but it would help you like find this booth or that one if you're walking through trying to find it. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know either. And of course, it would be all on the bandwidth. Do you have the proper internet connection? That's where
That's
the
the problem.
lives.
Like with the grocery stores and stuff, is a lot of them don't have good internet. And even like I lose my cell signal and I can't use Be My Eyes or Ira or anything. And even when I connect to the store Wi-Fi, it's awful. The guest Wi-Fi or whatever, I can't do it at all inside of the store, which is where I really kind of need it.
So this guy, check the article out. It's in the show note. Go give it a whirl.
Okay.
It is amazing. And it does a lot of different things. He is trying to work it on the Ray-Ban. When the new kit comes out that they described this year, that they're going to open up the camera and stuff. So he's going to look to see if that's going to be able to be used on that. But anyway, check that out. And then the last thing I want to talk about is my app pick of the month. And that is Ramblio. Have you guys heard of the Ramblio?
No,
Yeah.
just from what you gave on the.
Yeah. You haven't?
Paper
Okay, about you,
information.
Desiree. Have you heard about it or used it?
I haven't used it, but I've heard of it. Is it like a chat or, where you can talk to people? Kind of like
do you
Clubhouse
guys-
or one of those?
Right. Do you remember back in the days we had Clubhouse? We had, what was that other one called? Not voice chat, but Vorail. Do you remember
Yeah.
Vorail in Clubhouse?
I met my husband on Clubhouse.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome, Desiree.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
it's like Vorail with Clubhouse. So it's it's all audio. So you do leave ramblings. That's what the hint, the Ramblio, is that you do rambles. And you have different categories where you can leave a ramble in. So if you want to talk about technology, you can ramble, and people can reply to that by audio. You like that, do you?
So it's not like you're having a conversation live. It's sort of like WhatsApp used to be, where you could record it. So you record your ramble and then post it.
Half. That's just one half. The other half is called Hangouts. And this is the Clubhouse portion where you can have Hangouts and talk to people in real time.
Interesting.
So this is a free app. And so it's my app pick of the month. I have been on beta test, for 2-3 months on it. And it's for those that have a lot of time or like to get more socially connected with people, to talk with others, this is something you might want to look at. It's not something I would use every day, but it is something that if you did love Vorail and Clubhouse, this is something you definitely need to check out. So that is it for the month, guys.
Ramblio.
All right. Thank you, both of you, once again, and I'll see you guys next month for December. Yes. Oh my gosh, December is here. So we're going to get our shoppings done, and I'll send you both my address so you can.
We'll have to pick out our presents for Desiree. So,
how many orbits am I going to get? No,
exactly.
I at least need 2, so one for each.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no.
That's very nice of you, John. That's good.
Yeah. No.
Okay. All right, guys.
Okay.
This is going to be Apple Crunch for November of 2025. My name is Thomas Donville, also known as Nana Mouse, along with me with John Gassman and Desiree Renee, saying goodbye. Have a wonderful November, and we'll see you in December. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This podcast was brought to you by the community at applevis.com. Applevis, empowering people who are blind, deafblind, or who have low vision to get the most from Apple products and related technologies. A proud member of the Be My Eyes family. For more information, visit our website at www.applevis.com.